And we're back again. We've now got a tornado warning in um, north central Louisiana. Uh, this is a tornado warning for west central Grant, east central Nacogdoches, and southwestern Wynn parishes until 2 p.m. So for the next 35 minutes. Um, and this is a Doppler indicated rotation. Uh, so there is no official report of a tornado, but nonetheless, you want to take it seriously. If we go to velocity mode, there it is. You've got a strong couplet west of Flora, and um, you want to take that very seriously. And so if you're near Flora, Cypress, along I-49, and also State Route 1, um, and it looks like 120 comes in there as well. Flora, Cypress, Montgomery, uh, Aloha. Uh, this is where the path is going to take. Right now, looking at not terribly strong rotation, but definitely enough to warrant a tornado warning. Uh, Again, here is the entire warning. Right in here is your rotation, um, and this is going to be moving off to the east at 45 miles per hour. If we uh, reflectivity, this is actually becoming a supercell within the line. Looks like you've got another one up here trying to develop as well, but this is definitely a supercell that's moving to the east at 35 miles an hour. This is going to go north of Alexandria. This is going to go south of Nacogdoches, and as it gets closer to Mississippi, the better environment that it's going to be moving into. Looks like we've got wind damage report southwest of Pleasant Hill in Converse. Trees reported down all over northern Sabine Parish and near Converse. So this line has a history of producing uh, wind damage at the very least, and whether it's a tornado or damaging straight line winds, it doesn't matter. You've got damaging winds, and any damage can produce injuries, as I said earlier. Over in Alabama, we had at least one injury in Alabama earlier this morning. So again, tornado warning in effect for west central Grant, east central Nacogdoches, and southwestern Wynn parishes in Louisiana until 2 p.m. Central Time. So for the next half hour, this tornado warning will be in effect. If we go back to velocity mode and go back in, again, right here is your rotation. It looks a bit more broad than it was when I first came on. But again, this could tighten up at any time. These storms cycle. If we go to what's called correlation coefficient, this is a way to check for debris. And what you would want to see is in the area of where that rotation is showing up, you would want to see the colors in a yellow to green to blue, and also in what looks like almost a ball shape, and we're just not seeing that. So I don't think a tornado is on the ground currently, but again, this could redevelop here pretty quickly. Um, Again, here is uh, I-49, uh, and so near Flora and Cypress along I-49. Here is State Route 1, and then as you get off to the uh, east, there is US 71 coming into Montgomery. Um, so this is going to cross those highways as well as State Route 34. If you're near or south of Natchez or Montgomery, take cover. This has the best potential for that tornado. North of there, you're going to deal with possibly some small hail. The hail doesn't look particularly large with this particular storm, but it still could do damage. And again, this is within a bigger severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect. So if you're in the severe thunderstorm warning, again, you could be dealing with hail and damaging winds, and then within the tornado warning, you have the possibility of this tornado. Looking around, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in eastern Texas, and another one southwest of the Houston metro. Here's Houston, and here's your severe thunderstorm warning. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning still south of the Jackson metro. If we go there real quick, and that one is getting close to the radar site. So that's getting harder to see. Excuse me. We did have a brief severe thunderstorm warning up in Arkansas. That has since expired. It looked like that one was mostly capable of hail. But if we go back in on the tornado warning, there is an old tornado vortex signature. It's a little bit behind the radar. We zoom in over Natchez now. This is getting a little bit tighter, getting a little bit more serious. So if you are south of Natchez, you want to take cover right here. This is even tighter now. West of Montgomery. This is going to be coming right towards Montgomery. Montgomery, take cover. You should be in a safe place. Particularly a basement or some sort of shelter. If you don't have a basement, you want to be in the centermost room in your home or hallway. If you have a bathroom or closet that is in the center, you want to go there. Take blanket with you. If you have a helmet, take that with you as well. Pillows, flashlight. You want to have all that with you. And if you live in a mobile home, just like a week ago, I do not want you in a mobile home. If you have time, get out of a mobile home. If you have a friend or family member that you can go to that has a better built home, go there now. If you don't have that, get into a ditch that is going to be a better option than a, uh, a mobile home. Most of the fatalities that occurred last week were as a result of being in mobile homes. So, mobile homes are not safe for tornadoes or even strong straight line winds. So, not an option. If you're thinking about driving, uh, do not um, do not think about it. Do not do it. Cars are another death trap when it comes to tornadoes. So unless you will have time to get somewhere else safe, I do not want you to drive. Again, here is your rotation, and here we go. Now we've got a a stronger couplet now, upwards of 90 miles an hour, uh, gate to gate shear. Now we're talking about the possibility that this could be down west of Montgomery. If we go to let's go to reflectivity, see if we can determine anything there. I don't see much there. Let's go to correlation coefficient. Um, Not seeing anything yet, but a lot of times the debris signature will show up after the strengthening rotation signal shows up. So again, if we go to rotation right here, this is your possible tornado. Um, and if we back out, so you have this bright green along with this red. All of this put together, that is your mesocyclone or rotating updraft, and then that gets centralized even further, and right here is where you're going to have your tornado. Um, so again, if you're near Montgomery, take cover. Again, US 71, State Route 34. This is moving in that direction. Verda, you're going to be next. You have time. Take cover. Get in a safe place. Anyone in this tornado warning, even up to Wheeling, I want you to take cover. Although I do believe this will stay south of Wheeling, you don't want to take any chances. Okay, so in the latest scan, you saw that bright green show up earlier. That has gone down, and again, these may cycle. So even though it's on a downward trend right now, I don't want you to let your guard down. No, look at this right here. On reflectivity, you have this ball shape, and I think this is actually further south than the actual tornado. But here you've got this nice hook showing up with this little ball on the end. If we go back to correlation coefficient, not seeing a debris signature yet. So again, I don't think this is down. But again, you don't want to take any chances. Again, up towards Montgomery, Verda, north of Aloha. That's going to be the zone for this potential tornado. And then eventually, this is going to come in and cross US 167 and may come towards Georgetown or Searcy further on down the road. So again, we want to be careful with that. Now, I'm looking off further to the north. We've got this other thunderstorm with a tornado vortex signature. So if we go to velocity mode on that one, And this is looking a bit high, so um, that's actually going to be the best look that we have. This is looking a bit high up in the storm, but there's definitely some rotation with it. So, um, and there we go with a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's look at that real quick. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Caldwell, um, northwestern LaSalle, and northeastern wind parishes in Louisiana until 2:45 local time. So, um, 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail, and they do have a tornado possible tag on this. So this is as high as you can get on a severe thunderstorm warning before you cross over to a tornado warning. I'm thinking this is actually going to be west of Columbia, but if you're in Riverton, Columbia, Clarks, Kelly, anywhere along US 165, take cover. Um, Again, no tornado warning there, but a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. Um, so watch that storm very carefully. Now, if we go back down towards the tornado warned storm near Montgomery, let's look at velocity again. And yeah, we've got a strengthening indication of a tornado almost right over Montgomery currently. Um, and if we look at the velocity on it, about 60 mile an hour velocity right now. Okay, this isn't working out very well. If we go to correlation coefficient, this to me looks like a hail spike and not a debris signature. Uh, so again, I'm not seeing yet a tornado, evidence of a tornado on the ground. Now, just because I don't see that doesn't mean one is not on the ground. It also could be that I don't know this area. This area could be sparsely populated and it may not be hitting much. You want to take a tornado warning seriously, especially on a day like today. We've got now 2 supercells that have developed in Louisiana. And again, this is going to be moving eventually into Mississippi with a lot better dynamics in place. So I expect these 2 storms to potentially be the storms of the day. But again, more could develop to the east, and we could have other supercells that develop. But again, we just have the 1 tornado warning over Montgomery. Here's the latest scan. Now you see this kind of bowed out look. That is a good sign that this storm is becoming what's called outflow dominant. So what you have is you have winds that come in from this direction, and then you have inflow that comes in from this direction, and usually where those two meet is where you're going to have your rotation and potential tornado. But we don't have much of a hook, so the inflow is weaker than the outflow, and this storm may be outflow dominant for the moment, which would be more of a damaging wind threat, which again is still a big deal. Well, and just as I say that, here's a pretty tight couplet right here east of Montgomery now. This is looking about 2,400 feet up. and well, and there it's gone. So the storm's having brief moments of rotating, um, but it hasn't quite gotten itself together just yet. Um, Again, here's your tornado warning. Now, uh, Provencal and Natchez, Flora, you are in the all clear. Florida, you're still seeing some thunderstorm and heavy rain activity, but you are in the all clear from this particular tornadic storm. There's no imminent threat of a tornado for you guys. Montgomery, I would be underground, taking shelter for the next 5 minutes. Verda and Aloha, you are going to be next with this storm. This is going to be north of Derry. And here's the latest scan. So again, we'll go back, look at velocity, and it's not the strongest at the moment. So, which is a good thing. If we look off to the west, you do have another storm coming in. This is going to come towards Nacogdoches. Again, this storm's not particularly strong, so not worried about that storm for the moment. We've got another storm that is severe warned. We got a couple of storms that's going to be moving out of Texas and moving into western Louisiana. So we definitely don't want to keep your guard down. We have let's see. Storms that were near Jackson are no longer severe warned. Well, we do got a storm near Lewin or north of Bay Springs. This one's again got that little appendage on it. This could be a developing supercell. West of Paulding. This is just along and east of State Route 15 and west of State Route 18. And there's our latest scan. Let's look at velocity, and not much showing up for the moment. But again, there's a storm that's got my eye. There's a storm east of Jackson that has my eye. This is again along the warm front. And it looks like we've got more developed near Hattiesburg. Now this will be a storm to watch as well, because this is in the area where we have an increasingly unstable atmosphere in southern Mississippi, and then going into Alabama and even southeastern Louisiana. So we'll have to watch that area. We go back up to the tornado warned storm. And a lot of lightning with this storm. Again, it doesn't look the best on reflectivity, but we still have some pretty tight rotation with this storm in a couple of different areas. And I fully expect that this storm will get its act together as it moves into the better environment. We've got a update on the tornado warning. And the tornado warning for east central Nacogdoches County, or excuse me, parish, has been canceled. So basically, they cut off Nacogdoches County, or excuse me, parish. I'm used to saying counties. Um, but the tornado warning does remain in effect for west central Grant and southwestern Wynne parishes. And again, that is out until 2 p.m. So for the next 10 minutes, that tornado warning will be in effect. Again, it is. This is radar indicated, but at 1:25, so that was almost that was a half hour ago. Uh, Trees and power lines were down from the storm in Flora. So we have damage in Flora, and again, it doesn't matter whether it's damage from straight line winds or a tornado. Um, and there's the report right there. This was reported by law enforcement. Tree down and power lines down in the Flora community. So again, this storm has a history of producing damage in a couple of different areas, and it would not be surprising if we get reports out of Montgomery of damage as well. So if we back out, again, tornado warning in effect for the next 8 minutes. Now, if we lose the tornado warning, I'll end the stream again. We'll do one last look of all the warnings that we have, all the current areas that I'm worried about. But I'm only going to stay on as long as we have tornado warnings. And now we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning that it would appear is going to replace the current tornado warning. So if we look at that, we got a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Grant, LaSalle, and southeastern Wynne parishes until 2:45 Central Time. This for thunderstorms located along the line from 10 miles southwest of Winfield to 11 miles north of Colfax, or 7 miles southeast of Montgomery. And again, this is Montgomery, Louisiana, and it is moving east at 40 miles an hour. And this storm is capable of quarter-sized hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, and it does have a tornado possible tag on it. So again, a tornado could develop at any time with this thunderstorm. Okay, we've got another tornado warning, and this is going to be for the storm that's south of the Houston metro. So if we go here, looks like we're going to be on here for a while. And in velocity mode, it's pretty strong couplet. Very long hook with this storm. So if we go to the warning, this is for west central Brazoria and northeastern Magorda, or Magorda, counties in southeastern Texas until 2:30 Central Time. So for the next 35 minutes. And this is a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 8 miles northeast of Van Vlecht, or 10 miles northwest of Sweeney, moving east at 30 miles an hour. This storm is also capable of producing half-dollar size hail, so 1.25 inches in diameter. Um, this is going to be moving towards West Columbia, right where State Route 36 and State Route 35 cross. And then it could follow right along State Route 35 and head into Bailey's Prairie, Holiday Lakes. You're also in the risk. Wild Peach Village, I want you to take cover. Old Ocean, even though you are not in the tornado warning, it's close enough. I want you taking cover because if this storm begins to take a right turn, this will come closer to you. Sweeney, Brazoria, you are also not in the tornado warning, but again, I want you to take cover as well. Van Vleck, this will stay north of you. Lake Jackson, heads up. Angleton, further on down the road, you are not currently in the tornado warning, but if this continues, you would be next in line. So if we go to velocity again, very, very strong rotation on the one end. I believe this is outbound winds, and the inbound winds aren't particularly strong, but again, this could tighten up and very quickly could produce a tornado and potentially even a significant tornado. But if we go back to velocity, this is a long elongated supercell, and will be coming again into the West Columbia area pretty soon. So that's the only 2 tornado warnings that we have at the moment. That will likely change. Well, here we go. Just as I say that, we've got a new tornado warning, and I think this is a continuation of the tornado warning, and it is that we have up here in Louisiana. So if we go in on that particular storm, we've got a tornado warning for northeastern Grant, northwestern LaSalle, and southeastern Wayne counties, or excuse me, parishes until 2:45 Central Time. And again, this is for a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. 11 miles east of Montgomery, or 15 miles south of Winfield, and this is moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. So this is going to be around Jena or Midway pretty soon, and I believe these are smaller towns that are not showing up. This is getting ready to cross US 167, or later on will be crossing US 165, and then also US 84. So if you're in Georgetown, Somerville, Searcy, Tulos, you want to take cover immediately. If we go to velocity again, okay, here's your couplet, and it's not in the usual place that you would normally see. If we go back to reflectivity, this is towards the center of the storm. Normally, where you would see it is right back down in here, but we've got the rotation right here. And if we again go back to velocity mode, okay, we got a new update. And again, kind of looks messy. These storms have not really stayed. Well, that's interesting. I believe this is going to be a hail spike um, with this storm, but it's just a coincidence that it is right over where we have the rotation. I don't believe that to be a debris signature. I think the radar is trying to play some games. Again, we now have a tornado warning in Louisiana and a tornado warning in Texas. So those are the two tornado warnings that we have, and we're gonna bounce in between them. Again, if you're near Georgetown, take cover. I'm briefly gonna go back down. We're gonna go back down here into Texas because to me, structure-wise, this is the better looking. And yeah, okay. We've got a developing tornado west of West Columbia. Not particularly strong at the moment, but what is really concerning me is we've got now a very, very well defined hook echo with this storm. And so I want you to take cover if you're near West Columbia, Bailey's Prairie, anywhere along State Route 35 or State Route 36 in the West Columbia area for State Route 36. But if you're along or east of West Columbia on 35, take cover now. This is getting pretty serious. Again, we do not have any confirmation of a tornado on the ground, and I currently don't see a debris signature with this one. But again, these things can wrap up rather quickly, and you definitely want to take this seriously. Let's see. I'm just looking for some reports here. Okay. Okay. So again, tornado warning in effect. West Columbia, Wild Peach Village. This is going to go north of Old Ocean now. Let's go back here and look at this. Very, very well defined hook with this storm. And with the bigger the hook, now here's the whole supercell. And you can even see this is, you look at the shape of this, this is the anvil that goes on, that's the very top of the storm, and it fans out like that. Okay, here, now we got an update on the tornado warning. The tornado warning for northeastern Matagorda County has been canceled. So they took Matagorda County out of the tornado warning. You are in the all clear there. However, we still have a tornado warning that remains in effect for west central Brazoria County. At 2:02, so 3 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near West Columbia, moving east at 30 miles an hour. And the storm has also got a capability of producing half-dollar size hail. And we also now have a report of a funnel cloud. So this is as close as you get to a tornado without having a tornado on the ground. So we could have a developing tornado near West Columbia. So again, take this very seriously. Take cover, and um, we this would be it right here. This is actually looking a little bit south of West Columbia. So between Wild Peach Village and West Columbia, this is getting ready to cross 35, and it'll quickly cross 36 as well. And my concern is that if this storm, you see this area right up in here of higher velocities, if this gets sucked in towards the back end, that's not what I wanted to do. We could be we could quickly develop a larger tornado. But again, just a funnel report, no confirmation of any tornado at the moment. So very quickly, we're going to go back up to the north here. I believe, yep, that's the one from Flora. And we're going to look at our other tornado warning that is up in Louisiana. And here we've got a tornado vortex signature again. If we go to velocity, and okay, now we've got a very, very strong couplet. It's a little bit broad yet, but those are some pretty high values, pretty close together. So I think we've got a developing tornado that's getting ready to cross US 167. Again, this is in northern, north central Louisiana. This is going to be moving towards Little Creek, Searcy, Somerville, Georgetown. This is all moving in your area. Again, here's your velocity couplet. And okay, so now in this next scan, the higher values have come down a little bit, but still a very, very strong indication of rotation. And we do not have a debris signature, so that is the good news. No tornado on the ground right now. But this is a definitely now a supercell. One thing I want to point out, this thing could okay. This thing could start dumping a lot of small hail. You've got these what almost look like wings. These are called eagle wings, and that's usually an indication that of at the very least a lot of small hail, but sometimes even very large hail as well. Did we get a new update? Okay, we did not. So again, there's that storm. We're going to go back down again into Texas. There's your funnel report. There's your funnel cloud report. Now if we zoom in, Um, and this was reported by a amateur radio, um, and they reported a rotating wall cloud with a funnel. So a wall cloud is the beginning of the rotation from a thunderstorm extending down out of the storm. Okay, and there we go. Looks like now we've got a confirmed tornado. You see that it changed colors. We're now in the pink, and if you look, um, we have, if you look at the legend, we have for the pink, that is a confirmed right there tornado. So if we go to the warning, tornado warning remains in effect until 2:30 p.m. for central Brazoria County. And this was a storm spotters reported a confirmed tornado west of West Columbia and moving east at 30 miles an hour. So it looks like West Columbia is in the path now. It may take a direct hit from in fact, matter of fact, right here, you see this red area, this higher reflectivity, that could be a debris ball. There's your tornado report just west of I-35 or State Route 35, and this is going to be crossing 36 in a matter of moments. We go to the correlation coefficient, and right here, okay, here we go. This spot right here, here's your debris signature. I fully expect, unfortunately, that this is going to come into the West Columbia area, and that debris signature is really going to deepen. If we go back to velocity, again, right here, right over top of the funnel and tornado report, here's your rotation. And that area of higher wind velocity in the northern part of the storm is growing, and my concern is that this is going to continue to strengthen. So again, West Columbia, anywhere along State Route 35. Okay, here's our latest scan, and here's more of the higher returns getting into closer in on the greens. So this has crossed 36. This is going to cross 35. This is heading straight for Bailey's Prairie. This has moved through West Columbia. This may have moved just south of West Columbia. And getting a debris signature maybe right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but we do have a confirmed tornado, and that's why we're looking at this particular storm currently. Confirmed tornado near West Columbia, moving towards Bailey's Prairie, traveling pretty much right along State Route 35, and this is going to move towards Angleton. This may go just a little bit south of Angleton, but it's going to be too close to call. So again, take cover. You want to be in the centermost part of your home, and this is as classic as it gets for a supercell. If we look at the whole structure of this, this is a supercell with a confirmed tornado near West Columbia, and it is moving to the east. I believe it's set at 30 miles an hour. So again, take this seriously. Um, so if we, okay, we're about to get another scan here in a minute. Let's go back to correlation. Again, it's kind of hard to see with this, but if we go to velocity, okay, that hasn't updated yet. Go back to reflectivity. This is a very, very strong thunderstorm. So again, take cover immediately. You should have been there a long time ago. So Bailey's Prairie, Angleton, even up to Holiday Lakes. If you're between Bailey's Prairie and Holiday Lakes, take cover because this could take a shift to the north a little bit. And if it does, it'll come closer to Holiday Lakes and come closer later on into Danbury. Okay, so for the northern part of this storm, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning now. And this is for south central Fort Bend County and central Brazoria County in southeastern Texas. That is out until 3 p.m. Central Time. At 2:15, a severe thunderstorm was located near Holiday Lakes, or 9 miles north of West Columbia, moving east at 30 miles per hour. And in that portion of the storm, a storm is capable of producing half-dollar sized hail. If we go back, let's go back to the correlation coefficient. I want to be on top of this thing. We're going to have to see if any damage reports come out of West Columbia. And we don't have any damage reports further off to the west. And again, this is very hard to tell at this particular time whether or not we still got a tornado, and I'm willing to bet that we probably don't. The velocities have come down a little bit, but that could change very, very quickly in the next scan. So again, take cover. We at least have had a brief tornado west of West Columbia. Here's the latest on velocity, and that looks even messier. So let's look at the correlation. And again, it's too hard to tell. So again, tornado warning, take it seriously. Very, very strong supercell. This is a classic as it gets. But again, you see like this bow shape. I'm willing to bet that this may have lifted and became outflow dominant for the moment, but that does not mean that it won't recycle, which is what it could be doing, and produce another tornado later on. So real quickly, I'm going to go away from that storm for a second, go to our other tornado warning. And if we zoom in on that one, this one's got a hook. It's a much smaller storm. This is going to be south of Georgetown. This is going to come towards Little Creek and Searcy. If we go to velocity mode on that one, okay, there's a pretty strong couplet. This is again heading towards Little Creek or Searcy. This is getting ready to cross US 165, and eventually 84, US 84. So we have two tornadic storms. Okay, there's the latest scan, and that's pretty. Um, it's getting tighter. We may have a developing tornado there, and there is in that area. We'll have to wait till the next scan, but there is a little pixelated area where this could be down. Um, but again, we'll have to wait and see on that. Um, um, and then, so we've got an update on that warning. Remains in effect until 2:45 Central Time for northeastern Grant, northwestern LaSalle, and southeastern Wynn parishes. At 2:15, so 6 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 17 miles northeast of Colfax or 18 miles southeast of Winfield. And this is moving east at 45 miles an hour. Okay, here we go. Here's your debris signature. We've got a tornado on the ground in Louisiana. Hang on 1 second. Right here, again, this is heading towards Little Creek, Searcy, towards Somerville, towards the Jenna area. I wouldn't be surprised if they reissue this tornado warning to account that this tornado is actually right on the border of the tornado warning. So that's why we say those in or near the tornado warning need to take cover, because sometimes this does happen. Okay. So tornado here, tornado down in Texas. Okay, now we've got a huge debris signature now. Huge debris signature. This may be, let's look at velocity. And this is lofting a lot of debris now. Again, near west of Little Creek. So definitely take cover. This is about to go confirmed tornado. And we've even got a debris ball with this. It's not as obvious as I've seen with other ones. But again, Little Creek, Searcy, Somerville, take cover. You've got what looks to be possibly a significant tornado coming in towards you. Real quickly, we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning east of Jackson. I just want to look at this storm. Wow, and this one's a supercell as well. It's got that hook on it. So these storms, these will be capable of producing tornadoes potentially. And we've got other cells to the south. Now, isn't this familiar? There's Seminary, there's Collins, there's Bassfield. These are areas that have been hit very hard from last weekend. There's Laurel. So these storms may be capable of producing tornadoes as they develop. I'm glad that they're not currently capable of producing tornadoes for the moment. But again, so now let's go back to the confirmed tornado down in Texas. We don't have any um, new reports, and the storm is actually starting to look just a little bit disorganized. Um, and that's exactly what it is. It's very disorganized. Um, it could be cycling again, so we'll have to watch this again very carefully. Um, so let's go to correlation, and well, looks like we do have a debris signature over Bailey's Prairie. So it looks like we have, yeah, we've got a tornado that looks to be in progress over Bailey's Prairie, right over State Route 35. This is going to be coming into State Route 288F, and it's also going to be crossing State Route 300, coming towards Angleton. So if you're in Angleton, take cover. Again, looks like we've got a tornado uh, over Bailey's Prairie, and that is based off of this debris signature, this area of blue and almost gray, um, on the west side of Bailey's Prairie. So if we go back, let's look at the other tornado warning. I'm surprised they have not updated that warning, because we clearly have a debris signature just west of US 61, or excuse me, 165. This will be again Little Creek, Searcy, somewhere in there. You are at risk for this tornado. If we go to velocity, let's try that again. Right in here, there's your tornado. And Somerville, and just north of Jenna as well. You are in the path of this. Okay, we've got a new tornado warning, and it's replacing the confirmed tornado warning out of Texas. Even though I do believe that we've got a tornado down again. So if we go in again near Bailey's Prairie, I think we've got a tornado. So this is a tornado warning for central Brazoria County until 3 p.m. Central. At 2:24, a severe thunderstorm with a history of producing a tornado was located over Holiday Lakes. And I think that's actually false. I think it was further south of there, or near Angleton, and moving east at 35 miles an hour. So I think what happened is this storm actually cycled and developed a new area of rotation. So that may be where that's coming from. If we go to correlation again, now coming on the west side of Angleton, we've got a debris signature. So even though it doesn't say that it is currently on the ground, I think it's safe to say that we have indications that it is on the ground. If we go to velocity for that same area, Well, it hasn't updated yet, but here's where the current debris signature is, and here's where the last velocity scan was. So it would make sense that the rotation signature here will be somewhere around here, and I think we're talking about a tornado on the ground once again. Um, let's see. We're gonna get a new velocity scan here pretty soon. Let's look at reflectivity. Again, there's your hook. Big wrapped up supercell has produced a tornado west of West Columbia. So again, take cover. And I think it's safe to say now that we could have a tornado coming right through Angleton. And here's the latest velocity scan, and it's a little bit murky, but nonetheless, take cover there. If we go back up to the northern one, because that one had what now looks like a better debris signature than the southern storm. Right again near Little Creek, looks like we've got the latest area of rotation, and again, right over Georgetown, or not over Georgetown, right over US 165, south of Georgetown. Now, this scan is a few minutes old. It's about 4 minutes old, so there's the latest scan. And this is very, very slowly moving to the east, and it's taking even more of a jog east rather than northeast. So I think Searcy and Jenna, Little Creek as well, Somerville, all those areas that I've mentioned, you still want to take cover, but this is maybe taking a bit more of a turn towards Searcy. So take cover. I'm not sure why they haven't updated the warning to show that it is confirmed. And man, this now on reflectivity, this looks like a very small thunderstorm, but there's so much shear today that any one of these could really start rotating and get wrapped up and produce tornadoes. So there's that. Again, go back down to the Dallas storm. Now we got another hook showing. So it may be cycling again. Rotation is really, really hard to see. Not seeing much in the way of rotation anymore, and not seeing a debris signature there as well. So that one, while on reflectivity looks way more impressive than the other storm, this one doesn't appear to be down. So again, we'll go back up here because I do believe we've got a tornado on the ground here. If we go back to, let's go to correlation. And that has actually is starting to, you see it spread out a little bit. It looks like Uh, looks like we may it may have lifted, but as long as we're seeing a debris signature, I'm not going to um, let up from this. We are also starting to get a little bit higher up in this storm, and it's not a tall storm to begin with. So there may be something going on there. It may be hard to really see what's going on. Let's go back to these other storms that I'm really interested in. Got a severe thunderstorm warning near Forest along I-20. And then we've got these two other storms in the exact area that produced tornadoes a week ago. And a matter of fact, look at this one. We've got a rotation signature showing up north of Mount Olive. And if we look at from reflectivity, there's your hook. Gonna have to really watch that one for the possibility of becoming tornadic. And then this one along the warm front also has a bit of a hook as well. But no tornado warnings there for the moment. Just something to really watch. And we've lost the tornado warning. We've lost the tornado warning in Louisiana. There's your hook. Let's look at correlation. Okay. And the debris signatures are coming down, so it's probably safe to say that we do not have a tornado anymore. And velocity would kind of reflect that as well. So now let's go back to the Houston area for this tornado warning. This is the only tornado warning that we have, and this is the only one where we had reports of a tornado on the ground back near the West Columbia area. Again, this one looks a bit messy on velocity. Very, very strong supercell still. And if we go to the correlation, and we go back in, and it's so hard to tell. I don't think we have a tornado there, but this is the only one that is tornado warned at the moment. So we're gonna stick with this one. Angleton, north of Hoskins. This is crossing 35 and 300. Those are both both state routes near Angleton, and it looks like there's not any bigger towns showing up beyond this. So it's going into a little more sparsely populated area, which is a good thing. Eventually, this is going to move towards Jamaica Beach, and then once it gets past there, it'll move out into the Gulf of Mexico and no longer be a threat for property and life. Again, this is the only tornado warning. Let's see, hang on. again, this is the only tornado warning that we have. But we have several storms developing in Mississippi that I'm sure uh, will likely go tornado warned as they strengthen. Um, okay, we've got. Let's briefly go away from there real quick because we've got more severe thunderstorm warnings in the Jackson area, and um, if we go there, uh, this is for the Yazoo City, um, or excuse me, south of. Well, wait a minute here. Here's Vicksburg. I saw a warning, I thought, for Yazoo City, but nope. Okay, that's for southern Yazoo County, the very southern corner. But these storms are going to be moving in towards the Jackson area pretty soon. Again, none of those are tornadic at the moment, but you still want to take it seriously. We've got the one near Forest that has quite a hook on it. And now we're starting to get some indications of rotation with that one. So that is going to be a storm to watch. That is moving towards this just south of Lake. This is heading towards Newton, Decatur, Hickory, Chunky, Squalana. I hope I pronounced that right. In Collinsville. And again, this is right in the general area where last week we had several tornadoes, very strong tornadoes. So severe thunderstorm warning there. That's going to be eventually moving into Alabama. And then we've got other storms to the south. One near Mount Olive's got a hook on it. If we go to velocity on that one, zoom in, again, an area of rotation. So we'll have to watch those. And looks like nothing further to the south for the moment. And I'm getting, and I'm not going to be able to show this, but a picture of the tornado that was near West Columbia. So if we go back down to this storm, down in Texas, there's West Columbia. And it appears that there was a rather sizable tornado that was produced from this supercell, which is not surprising in the least bit. So again, if you're in this particular tornado warning, take it seriously. It looked like for a minute there we did have a stronger tornado. Currently, the rotation is not particularly strong, and we'll have to wait and see if they update or continue the warning. And this is actually an update right now. A tornado warning remains in effect until 3 p.m. Central, for east central Brazoria County at 2:42, so 3 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Danbury. I think that's actually going to be south of Danbury, or near Angleton. Okay, so there's Angleton, there's Danbury, there's a wide area. It's most likely right in here. Moving east at 35 miles an hour, and a tornado or $half size hail is capable, or this storm is capable of producing those or with this storm. If we just making sure I don't miss anything else. Okay. And the area, if we go, if we go out of this real quick, I'm getting particularly concerned about Mississippi. The environment in that area is becoming increasingly favorable for producing some big time tornadoes, and definitely supercells as well. Got the storm near Newton. I'm not seeing any rotation there, but just northeast of Mount Olive now, that storm's really starting to get its act together, and I would not be surprised to see a potential tornado warning issued soon. The good news with this storm is, while that is the storm that's rotating, it is competing with a lot of other storms around it for energy, to whereas the Newton storm actually on reflectivity looks stronger, or at least looks more impressive, and that one's along the warm, I believe the warm front. So, but southern Mississippi and northeastern Louisiana is becoming increasingly more favorable for the possibility of producing tornadoes. So you want to take this seriously. And if we, sorry, I'm looking at a few things here. If we zoom back in on this storm, this is starting to become a bit disorganized in Texas, based on, well, yeah, it's not near as organized as it was earlier. So while we have a tornado warning, I'm willing to bet that that is going to be either allowed to expire or canceled early. This goes on for another 10 minutes, so it'll probably be um, allowed to expire at its normal time. Um, right here, here's your cold front. So we've got a line of thunderstorms developing along that, and that's going to come into the Houston metro. Not much of a tornado threat there, maybe some damaging winds down the road. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning I just saw pop up near Lufkin, Texas. And if we go to a different radar site, got a lot of clusters of thunderstorms that are trying to become supercells. But again, I think the main action is going to end up being in southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, maybe southern Georgia as well. Go back to velocity on this, and I don't think that has updated. Matter of fact, it hasn't. That is 5 minutes old. So, let's see. Let's go back down to the tornado warning. We've got 9 minutes on that, so we'll follow that, and see what's going on there. I think this is going to end up being canceled, or excuse me, allowed to expire. It's definitely more disorganized and I think less likely to produce a tornado, and this is getting ready to move out over the ocean as well. But again, we're gonna keep an eye on this, and we'll stick with this until the warning expires. If we don't get any tornado warnings before then, we'll do again a wrap up of everything. We'll take a look at the big picture, and then likely I'll end the stream for now until we get more tornado warnings. Surprisingly, this has not, my stream hasn't failed, which has been a problem in previous coverage, but that's a great thing. I got a new laptop that came in today, so on the next setup after today, hopefully I'll have a much better system that can handle everything, and I'll have a better system altogether. But again, this tornado warning is in effect for the next 6 minutes. And even if we lose the tornado warning, we'll probably end up getting a severe thunder. Yep, and there it is. Right as I say it, good timing. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning, and we just lost the tornado warning. They canceled the tornado warning, so here's what we're going to do. Let's look at this severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Galveston and northeastern Brazoria counties until 3:30. local time. And this is a thunderstorm capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. So we have that one. If we go off to the north, where we've got other warnings, um, the westernmost of these two, and that one's trying to gain a hook, it looks like, as well. But we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Nacogdoches and northwestern Agnalina counties in eastern Texas until 3:30 local time. And at 2:49, a severe thunderstorm was located near Apple Springs, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Now, with this one, this is a particularly strong storm. This storm is capable of producing 70-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar size hail. And it does have a tornado possible tag on it. So real quickly, let's look at velocity. And this is looking real high up, and there may be some rotation in there, but again, it's too high to tell. As it gets closer to the radar site in western Louisiana, we'll probably get a better idea. Excuse me, of what that's showing. Now we've got a severe thunderstorm warning ahead of it, and if you notice something, here's a supercell, here's a supercell, here's a supercell, and here's a supercell. We've got training supercells now, and that's a cause of concern not only for tornadoes in the same areas being hit, but also with flooding. But anyway, for the eastern of the two warnings, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Sabine, southeastern Nacogdoches, southeastern, let me do this again. Northwestern Sabine Parish, southeastern Nacogdoches County, southeastern Shelby County, northern San Augustine County, and northern Sabine County in Texas, and the parish is in Louisiana. This is out until 3:45. At 2:42, a severe thunderstorm was located near McCune, or 24 miles south of Center, moving east at 40 miles an hour. Another potentially severe thunderstorm was located over east central Sabine County and also moving east at 40 miles per hour. These storms are capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar sized hail. Okay, so now we've got a severe thunderstorm in far northeastern Texas and far southeastern Oklahoma. So if we look at, looks like it's moving into Oklahoma, so we'll look at the Oklahoma warning. This is for eastern Choctaw County until 3:30, so for the next half hour. And that storm is capable of producing quarter-sized hail. Any storm up here is more of a hail and damaging wind threat. So now if we go into Mississippi, we'll look at those warnings. And if we zoom in here, go to the Jackson radar. Okay, so the Jackson Metro is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll go to that one first. This for Hinds and Madison counties in Mississippi until 3:45, so for the next 45 minutes. At 2:46, a severe thunderstorm was located over Flowers, or 8 miles southeast of Redwood, moving east at 40 miles an hour. And this storm is capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. So if you're between Vicksburg and Jackson, pretty much right along I-20, you'll want to take cover there. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning for this cluster of storms back to the south and west, which that warning was just updated, so let's re-click on that. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 3:15, so for the next 15 minutes for northeastern Tensas and southeastern Madison parishes in southwestern Warren and Claiborne counties. And that storm is capable of 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So not particularly strong there, but nonetheless, severe thunderstorm warnings there. And we've got a severe thunderstorm warning here, southeast of Jackson. Let's look at this one. This is for this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 3:30 for southwestern Jasper and southern Smith counties. And that is a storm that is capable of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So again, if we back out, we've got some more storms to the north that are honestly look like they're weakening. I'm particularly concerned of what these storms near the Jackson area are going to do later on as they move into the better environment. If we back out completely, that is our warnings. Again, right now, no tornado warnings. So what we're going to do, just looking real quick, I am going to end the stream again, and I will be back if we have any more tornado warnings.